You are now tuned into FNL Radio.
Keep making noise! Keep making noise! Yeah!
Get ready for Real Talk Radio with DJ Dot.
3, 2, 1, go! It's a Friday night anyway. Friday night. Friday night.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome to FNL Radio. It is Friday night, August 8th, 2014, everybody. It's your boy Doc and got Monique on the line as well.
What is up, people? How's everybody doing?
Now, I just noticed something, too. Now, it's 8/8/14. Now, that's an interesting date today, so I should have played the lottery today. Goodness. But, anyways... You know how black people got to play the lottery when we see some lucky numbers sometimes. But luckily for you all, we are doing the show on Friday night, people, for the past couple of weeks. It's been like a couple of weeks now since we've been doing the Saturday night show. And, of course, we've been turning up every Saturday night, but we got to come back to the ground roots. We had to do a Friday show for you all because we got a lot to cover tonight. We have a lot of great news for you all. You know, it was a slow week. What week was it very slow when we had to scrape up some news real quick? That was like a...
Yeah, I think tonight's going to be a great show, and we are, like you said, finally back on schedule. You're not working, I'm not working, so we are going to turn up tonight for you people.
Exactly, so let's not even waste any time right now. So, the big story that just dropped today, it's been in the making for like the past week basically, but Danity Kane, people. Now, y'all know we always give support to Danity Kane and stuff like that, you know, but... I may have to speak my mind tonight. I may get fired from, you know, being people's street team members, whatever the case is. But, you know, and I got to say how I say it, you know. So, earlier this week, a story broke out on TMZ about Aubrey and Dawn from Danity Kane getting into this altercation to the point where Dawn punched Aubrey in the back of her head or something like that. Now... Y'all know Dawn as from Louisiana, from New Orleans. So she probably had some voodoo in that punch too, because you know how they...
Yeah, and you know she about that life.
Exactly. The punch on the back of their head, you know, I didn't know was that necessary. So, you know, people deciphering if it's true or not, because, you know, usually with TMZ, they had the receipts already for you. You know, they can get that receipt reprinted real quickly. They'll have the police reports on deck, the documents and everything. So they were saying it was a police report out there, but we haven't seen the police report. So that's what people was like, maybe it's not true. And then also you had where Aubrey and Shannon did a Instagram video for what's her face, for Dawn for her birthday, because her birthday was earlier this week as well. And the whole situation happened on her birthday. So I don't know if she's going off the juice or something, but apparently Aubrey and Shannon were having secret meetings and recording in secret studios and stuff, but Dawn didn't know anything. So Dawn popped up on the scene real quick, like a gangster real quick, and she confronted them about it. So that's when she hit her in the back of the head. So here I'm picturing the whole situation now. You know, in the studio, there's those swivel chairs, like them office chairs, so they swivel around. So I'm picturing Dawn running her mouth and stuff because she might be going off that Louisiana voodoo juice. So she probably talking her stuff and all of that. Aubrey like, I'm not trying to hear it. So Aubrey probably swiveled around in the chair, and that's when Dawn, being the black girl she is, popped her in the back of her head real quick with her fist. So there was this big situation where people were like, okay, maybe it's not true, but today it is official. People, Danity Kane are broken up yet again. Now, the first time around, we all know Diddy broke the group up. He actually kicked Aubrey out the group and denied Woods, but then he kept Dawn because Dawn was the sneaky person to begin with, because everyone remember that episode where Dawn was the culprit in that whole situation because she was the snitch. And she was the mole in the whole situation. She was basically telling everybody business when nobody was trying to give wasn't trying to tell anything because they were trying to keep a job. All along, Dawn got a job because she going with Diddy's group with Kalina. Shout out to Kalina. But, you know, she was already going to make her money, so she ain't had no worries. And, you know, Shannon had to move in with some relatives and stuff because her and her husband lost their house and all of that, but that's not my business.
Yeah, I'm going to need you not to put that girl business out there like that. So, you guys, and Dawn is stating that, you know, the accusations against her, you know, they're not true. It's not as violent as they want people to, you know, make it seem that it is. And, you know, like you say, Shannon and Aubrey, they did release a statement stating that they were writing today with nothing but pure intentions. Aubrey O'Day was punched by their bandmate, Dawn Richards. And they also stated that it breaks, well, and I believe this was Aubrey who wrote this, but she stated that it broke her heart that this violence is followed by no signs of remorse. And so she also went on to say for the past year, she watched small lies turn into bigger lies. Those bigger lies turned into verbal abuse. Then now the verbal abuse has now deteriorated and has basically turned into physical assault. And so they were also stating that over the course of the last year, undeniable commonalities in their values and principles will reveal. They spent the first half of the year struggling to convince themselves that the red flags that they were witnessing, you know, were somehow explainable. So it sounds like what they're making it seem is if now is that they've always had problems with this girl. It seems like, you know, it's these two girls ganging up against this one girl. And they're making it appear as if they've always had problems with her and they tried to overlook it until it turned violent. And so Aubrey, you know, is stating, I now must walk away feeling used and manipulated in addition to the name Danity Kane. So, you know, again, Dawn is stating that, you know, it's really not true. It's blown out of proportion. It's not what they want people to think it is. And so now, you know, we really don't know. You know, they were in the middle of working on the album. Obviously, they're recording tracks and things like that. So now we don't know if these songs are actually going to be able to be released. So it's, you know, it's sad, very sad, you know, but nobody was really checking for them but you. Didn't you go to one of their concerts or something?
I did. I went to the concert a few months ago in D.C. I did, in Silver Spring, Maryland. Because like I always say, you know, even when I did, you know, when I talked about the Day 26 interview, you know, I grew up with that whole situation because I was doing their street team stuff when I was in college, so it's kind of like, that's part of my college experience, part of my growing up, being independent kind of experience when I started getting paid. So I was like, the money was good. So, you know, I was, you know, really rooting for them and stuff like that. And I see why Denai Woods didn't come back to the group. She probably knew some shit was up in the fans from the get-go. So now I kind of understand why Denai Woods didn't come, why she wanted to do Candy's Play. And I see why Andrea left the group too, even though she's pregnant and trying to get married. I see why she wasn't trying to be for this foolishness. So everything's starting to make sense, and Shannon is always the quiet one in the group, and she's also always the neutral one. But for her to even speak up and name names, because she says she's usually the one that named names, but she named Dawn personally in the letter that she wrote, and she even said in the journal entry that she wrote back in April, it was something leading up to this whole situation where she didn't feel like anything was right anymore. So she basically, y'all can read the whole situation. Go to the docreport.wordpress.com. I also got some news on Dawn too. I'm gonna do that tomorrow on the website on the Doc Report, because the street been talking about Dawn for a minute, so I may have to expose her real quick tomorrow. You know, but hey, I'm gonna have to pray on it for the night. But but anyway, so that's the whole situation right there. So hopefully, you know, like, you know, Monique was saying, they recorded a lot of music. They're getting ready to shoot 3 music videos in a few days, actually, to play like a mini movie. They had the Lemonade joint that just came out and stuff like that. So they were really trying to, you know, do some things, but you know, these girls can't get along. Y'all just a lot of trouble, goodness. But anyway, so moving on to some more trouble. And speaking of making the band alumni, now Sara Stokes from Making the Band 2 and from the band, y'all remember she was the only singer in the group, and she hardly only sung on any kind of song. You know, she did like 2 ad-libs and that's it. You know, everything was about Dylon and Sarah, Babs Bunny and Elliot Nelson was at Target in Philly. And Yeah, exactly. And Chopper. Oh goodness, the things we used to grow up on, people. But anyways, so apparently now Sara Stokes is in a lot of trouble because remember, what was it, 2009?
Yeah, it was August of 2009. she like Doc was saying, if you all remember Sarah, back in August of 2009, she was arrested for stabbing her husband. And this was due to an altercation that occurred between her and her husband, Tony, in their Moreno Valley, California home. And back then, when that happened, a lawyer for Stokes released a statement to TMZ explaining that the couple was, in fact, having fun when this particular altercation occurred. The attorney went on to state that Sarah fell and her husband tended to her. The attorney also stated that Sarah and Tony have a very passionate relationship and a very loving relationship, and that when this situation occurred, this happened on August the 2nd, in 2009, while having an evening of fun, Sarah slipped and fell. She hit her head on the ground, and somehow in this process of helping her, Tony got injured. So, that doesn't sound remotely right. That sounds crazy as hell.
Yes.
Well, the two are turning up once again in these streets. So, again, like we just stated, has been in and out of trouble. Recently, the cops were called to Stokes' home on July 21st at 3:45 in the morning. What the hell are they doing up? And when they got there, they found her and Tony outside fighting on the ground.
Ratchet
Ratchet as hell. The police state that Stokes was drunk, meaning Sarah was drunk, and then she was arrested and charged with domestic violence. And I also think that they also charged her with being intoxicated in public as well. And so then, because of this situation in 2009, she actually got off on a plea deal. She ended up taking 3 years probation, but because of the most recent altercation, she has violated her probation, and so what will happen is she is going to be spending 93 days in jail.
Damn.
So, can't be fighting and carrying on acting a goddamn fool in the streets, Sara Stokes and Tony Stokes.
Exactly, and y'all got kids too. Like, cause y'all remember she got all them little kids when she was on Making the Band too.
She had about 20 kids when she was on Making the Band.
Yeah, exactly. She had a whole team. So, Sarah, and she was the pretty one out the group too. She had potential. She could have been a nice R&B singer. She was on that Blue Can't Sell.
And it's so crazy because when she was on the show, she was really the only one up there that acted like that she had some good common damn sense.
Exactly.
She was very level-headed. She was like none of the other cast members on the show. So to see her turning up and acting a fool her and her husband is just weird. But it is what it is. It's real out here in these streets, as you would say.
Yeah.
So I guess at some point you got to turn up, and it sounds like her and Tony get down and dirty.
Yeah. Let me find out. Let me find out they were the first ones to create that game of Truth or Truth, and we didn't even know it. We gotta do our research.
Sounds like they did.
Let's see, Sarah, you could have been capitalizing off some money real quick. We need to come together when she got out of jail in 93 days. We're going to count down, Monique. At the 93 days, we're going to come up with her, have a meeting. We're not going to have Dawn involved because we're not going to have no one punching in our head. But we will come together and we'll create this Hasbro game of Truth or Truth. We'll make it a board game, a twister game. You see, they want to play on the floor and stuff like that and fall on knives and stuff.
Some Uno cards or something.
Yes. While we get this reality TV popping off the ground too. So
and somebody need to talk to P. Diddy, wherever the hell he is. He need to get somebody catch his ass to talk to his folks because they're cutting up and acting a goddamn fool.
Yes. So oh goodness, people. So that's that ratchet love story right there. Truth or Truth. But Another
Coming
ratchet.
to a store near you people.
Exactly. Y'all be on the look at that for Christmas. We're gonna have that popping for Christmas in the hood store near you, in the beauty supply store real soon. But moving on real quick to another ghetto love in these streets. Now, NBA player Greg Oden, what team he played for? He played for the never mind, going blank right now.
I don't remember what team he played for.
Yeah, you know he's not one of them players that's out there, that's popping in these streets. But
like a franchise player.
Exactly. But so according to the Lawrence Police Department, officers were dispatched to a disturbance, and they named the whole address and everything like that. I don't need to give his address out there, people. But when they arrived, they found a woman lying on the ground with blood on her face. They encountered a witness who was yelling and crying. The witness identified herself as the victim's best friend. And basically, he punched her in the face. And the girl said, he punched her in the face. My hands hurts and I just wanted to go home, the woman told police. The officer noticed blood swelling to the nose, lacerations to the forehead and nose area of the victim's face. Police also saw blood on the sofa and floor. A flower pot was also knocked over during the disturbance. The victim refused medical treatment and told police she fell but was unable to advise when and where. So then the relative...
They was singing in, won't they?
Exactly. So a relative of Oden said the argument between the basketball player and the victim woke her up. The relative told police every time the two visit and go out, there is an argument to follow. So things got out of control, and he started to go after the victim and stuff like that. The police called Oden and report. So I was wrong, and I know what has to happen. Oden told officers. He said he and the woman had dated for approximately 2 years and broke up about 2 months ago. So y'all broke up 2 months ago. Why y'all still going around each other? So once again, people, we got people out here fighting and carrying on in these streets, acting the mess and acting the fool. And I mean, it's
you know what? And you know what? And the crazy part is, I'm sitting here thinking now. We're grown. We're going to assume that 90% of our listeners are grown. So we've all been in relationships. I can't speak for you, Doc, but I can certainly speak for myself. I have been married. I'm divorced. I've had other relationships. When, hey, we have to get it in too. But now I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, yeah, dang, you make my little face. These people out here, shit, they make my little face. Is nothing compared to these World War III, World War III, and WWE SmackDown fights, flower pots turned over, people fighting in the street drunk. I mean, damn, the most I did is I whipped my ex-husband's ass with an umbrella, but damn.
Damn. You don't mess with these
but
short people.
And I was much younger back then, people. So I'm just gonna keep it real. I really probably shouldn't be saying that because I'm a pillar of the community. I'm a social worker. But I'm like, goodness gracious. I mean, the police come, they got turned over flower pots. People drunk in the street. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Y'all out here acting a plum fool.
Playing a mean game of truth or truth and stabbing people and calling the police and telling them my wife's lifeless body is in the apartment, go get her.
Russell Neal.
I mean, goodness gracious. And speaking of that, high five, I actually, I was change the subject a little bit. But speaking of that, I love like TV One's Unsung.
Yeah, I saw it too.
So,
yep.
Yeah, they actually did a story on High Five that aired on Wednesday. Really, they had a really interesting story. I mean, nothing that we had not reported on. But they also they mentioned what was his name? Russell Neal. They did mention his recent altercation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the altercation, someone said now. But they did mention that. In the Unsung story.
Yeah.
But I'm like, goodness gracious, you make my love fight seem like nothing at all.
Exactly. And Columbus Short is the whole leader of this whole game for 2014. So we need to get him on the game too, for the Truth sponsorship. But anyway, but I will say I don't condone violence, people. But I was actually talking to one of my best friends about this because in middle school, Now, like I said, I don't condone violence against females. You know, male against females. You know, I don't condone that at all. But in middle school, I had a stalker. And y'all know I was a little chubby thing back in the day. Y'all saw my Throwback Thursday pictures. So I was a chubby thing back in the day. Child the teen chunk. But but she would stalk me and one of my best friends all the time. And I was the quiet person. I was always the shy, quiet person. So I was like, I don't understand why she messed with me. You know, I don't like her. She was ugly in the face. She needed she needed a filter over her face or something. So one day she had my locker. We after school, you know, school about to let out. Get out of class. I'm at my locker, get my stuff out. She come up to me messing with me and stuff like that. So she did something. She put her finger in my ear or something like that.
Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question? Are you preparing your middle school drama? People that are getting killed and stabbed and beat in public?
Because I hit the girl in her face. I punched her in the face with my fist. I fist slapped her. And I ran away from the scene. So
I ran away from the scene. I need you to go get your life. You sit here comparing death to your middle school stalker.
It happens though. So we had to anyways, moving on to another couple real quick. So Michael Strahan and Nicole Murphy, we talked about that last week and about how their whole situation, how they broken up and stuff like that, how they splitting. But now we kind of know why they actually broke up, because Nicole Murphy acting a plum fool, like she on reality TV, like VH1 cameras outside the hotel room. She caused a scene outside the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Now, this is the same hotel that Ray J got arrested and kicked out police windows and stuff like that. So, Nicole Murphy, that happened back in January, and sources say that she had gotten word that Michael was staying there, and she suspected he was with another woman. So, she showed up at Michael's hotel room unannounced and began banging on the door shortly before midnight, causing a major scene. So then they say she was screaming Michael's name, saying, "I know you're in there with some bitch." She also yelled for all to hear, "It's Michael from Kelly and Michael in there."
And you know what? It's so crazy because as we're reporting this story, I'm picturing the whole scene in my mind. And she honestly just fits the prototype of someone that would just be that crazy.
Exactly.
Just be standing outside of somebody's hotel room. I know you were there with that bitch. Come on out. She fits that prototype.
Exactly.
Because for one, you know, I don't trust nobody with them crazy, sneaky looking eyes. Because on Hollywood actress, she wants everyone to think, you know, she's the peacemaker, and she's so quiet, and this and the third. She looks sneaky and look crazy. Them ass tell it all, honey. She just fits the prototypes to me.
So yeah, so she out here making the scene and stuff like that. And now we know why Michael about that money. You know, he got that white money now. Nicole, she just got that VH1 money. VH1 about to be on some BET money with that ratchetness, so.
And you know, he working with them white folks on Good Morning America. They can't have that.
Exactly. He got to make his money. We learned from the lesson from Columbus Short and what you can do when you lose a fight situation. So, Michael trying to say.
ACC is this. They not about to be having all that. All that foolishness and carry on and drama. Not on ABC, honey.
So now we see what happened with that whole situation. But also, word around town is that Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon might be on Splitsville Road 2 now. So they've been married for like 6-7 years now, whatever.
Yeah, like 6 years.
And yeah, 6 years, because they were my first story I ever reported on the Doc Report. When I first created the Doc Report, they were my first ever story when they first got married. So, you know, we share something in common right there. But, you know, they might be going down Splitsville. So, you know, they got them 2 little twins that turned 3 years old. Moroccan Salt and Monroe, whatever her name is. So, they, you know, it'll be sad, you know, but, you know, there is an age gap. And Mariah, she can't keep him. If she can't keep a manager, I'm sure she can't keep a man. Because, you know, she was having Jermaine Dupri managing her. Now she split from Jermaine Dupri. Now she's going with Kevin Liles as a manager. Before Jermaine Dupri, there was Randy Jackson. Before Randy Jackson, it was someone that violated her and all of them people. So if she can't keep a manager, I'm sure she can't keep a marriage, but it's not my business.
And she claims, I guess recently her split from Jermaine Dupri was, she felt as if her album sales, they didn't really sell that many copies. I guess she was expecting more sales, but, at some point you have to remember, you like 50 years old in the game now. So, seriously, you're 44 years old. Ain't nobody checking for Dream Level and Butterfly and all that stuff anymore. Like, seriously, like, you cannot. And I have said this about her plenty of times, so this is nothing new. But no one is, you can't keep up with the Beyoncés of the world and Nicki Minaj and all those girls. Carrie Hilson, even though she's not really making music anymore, or she has nothing new out. I don't know why I say Carrie Hilson. But, you have to remember, you're way past your prime. So, again, you may have a few hit singles that appeal to the 30 and up crowd, but that's not what's, that's not really what's hot now, what's rocking. So, yeah, I understand that you probably expected more sales and you expected more promo and things like that because you're Mariah Carey. But, hey, in about 2, 3, 4 more weeks, we're going to be reporting the same stories as we reported on Miss Riri last week. Cutting up.
Exactly.
Because these young kids don't know who you are.
Exactly.
At what point do you get older? What? I don't get it. Like, what did you really expect?
Exactly.
Better stick with Jermaine Dupri.
Exactly. Jermaine Dupri has. I'm not gonna go there tonight, people. But
and that's no tea, no shade. I grew up in the whole Mariah Carey era. Seriously,
yeah, we all
I had literally every CD that she ever made. But at some point, hell, I got older, so I know she got older. So you know what I mean? That's no tea, no shade. But seriously, like you can't rock with these young girls out here now.
Exactly. You gotta know your place now. You gotta know your limit.
Yeah, you better, get with Tony Braxton, do a few Las Vegas shows, and sit on down and take care of them kids, honey.
So moving on to some more love. Now, Love and Hip Hop LA now has a title. It's called Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So now we can't call it Love and Hip Hop LA anymore because that was a little ratchet. So I guess the Hollywoods put a little, expertise spin on it, to put a little, clean spin on the title to make it not so ratchet.
Yeah, but hell, we don't care about the title. Can we just go ahead and get the cast down pat?
Exactly.
We've heard so many different rumors about who's going to be a part of the cast and who's not.
Exactly. But, so we all know about Ray J and Tierra Marie being up there because they're the lead storyline on the show. But now the latest story, also we heard Omarion, his girlfriend April Jones, they just had their baby son, and Young Berg for some reason. Yessie Ortiz and Miss Joey, who Bow Wow's baby mama, who's getting that $2,000 a month. Now, word on the block is that Soulja Boy is going to be on the show. Now, why is Soulja Boy on the show?
Because Diamond getting the show. I'm just, and people, and this is no tea, no shade to any of these people, seriously. They basically, make the news so that we can report the news, and we can bring it to you guys straight. But seriously, I'm just going to keep it real. Probably because Diamond, her show's getting ready to air. Yes. And then supposedly, of course, everyone wants to know what went down with the whole situation. So it's a great storyline for him. A great storyline for him means great ratings for VH1. Great ratings for VH1 means more coins for Mona Scott.
Exactly. She stayed pimp. She is the new generation pimp. Like, she is. We gotta give her a clap bravo for that because she know how to pimp these hoes. She know how to pimp them real good. So, clap bravo for you.
One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost because she is making her money.
Yes. But then another person too that's supposed to be joining the show now. Raspberry. Y'all know I call Raz B Raspberry. How you doing? So, how is Raspberry a part of this situation now?
It's supposed to be, as you guys know, Raz B is one of the members of the group B2K, you know, his, I don't want to say claim the same, but his, the big controversy I have to say over him was, when he was part of the group B2K, he alleged that he was molested by the manager of B2K. The manager's name was Sara Stokes, and he said that I guess it was him and other members of B2K. And then since he made those allegations, he went back and forth on if he was really molested. But from what I've read and what I hear now is that he is living in China, and he is moderately successful in whatever it is that he's supposed to be doing in China. The source says that he is selling black culture over there in China. I don't know what the hell that means. And so I'm not even going to sugarcoat that for you guys and try to make up a story about that. I don't know what the hell that means. But supposedly, he will be joining the cast of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So we shall see every week the cast members change. And then it was confirmed, though. It was confirmed. I did hear this today that we were looking for possibly Remy Ma and Papoose to join the cast, but it has been confirmed that they are not going to join the cast. So, but that's probably subject to change because, like I said, every week the cast changes. The only person that's been consistent is Ray J.
Exactly. So
we will continue to follow this story for you people, and we will report to you if we hear differently.
Exactly. And now, Real Housewives of Atlanta people, now they're adding 2 new people. Now I didn't hear about this, so let's still the dish on that real quick.
Yes. So we all know that the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they will be coming back for a 7th season, and so they have added 2 new cast members, and so they are Demetria McKinney, and she is known for her work. She's an actress, and she's known for her work on Tyler Perry's House of Pain. House of Pain. She plays Janine.
Yeah.
So she plays the the former drug addict niece and the mother to CJ's kids and his wife. And then also, supposedly, they've added to the cast Claudia Jordan, who is, of course, a former model, and as well as she also appeared on Donald Trump's Celebrity Apprentice. And then she also recently has started as the current co-host of the Richard Smiley Morning Show. She took Ebony Steele's place for the Richard Smiley Morning Show. But supposedly, they have already these 2 young ladies have already started filming with the cast. And so, and also I'm reading and I'm hearing that the entire cast, the same group of ladies are supposed to be returning. So from what I've read, that also includes Cynthia as well, Cynthia Bailey. I'm not sure what's going to go on with Phaedra. We all know about her storyline, her and Apollo. But because apparently Demetria McKinney, she did film with Cynthia Bailey. They filmed at Bar 1, which I'm surprised to hear that that's still open. Exactly. But I guess Cynthia sported the cover of Ebony magazine, so they had a little party, a little get-together for her at Bar 1, and so Demetria McKinney was there. And then, to my understanding as well, Claudia Jordan, and I'm assuming that they're going to air this on the season. Candy recently gave Todd a birthday party, so Claudia Jordan was there filming with Candy and the rest of the cast members for that for Todd's birthday party. And then they're also saying Demetria McKinney, she is now dating she is now the proud girlfriend. She's now dating producer Walter Bob. He was once Tyler Perry's right-hand man. And he's been financially backing her. So it was kind of easy for her to be added to the cast member. I guess he was able to make a few phone calls, pull a few strings, how lucky of a girl she is, and so now she is added to the cast. So we will see, supposedly, season 7 is going to give us everything that we need to get our lives. They are stating that the other cast members are not too happy with this decision, but in order to keep your coins tiny, you gotta go along to get along. So that's what they're doing, and they stated also by adding these 2 new cast members, it's supposed to appear appeal to a much younger audience.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I'm pretty sure season 7 is going to be the bomb.com, just like every other season has been. So,
exactly. And now, to someone that got a job real quick now, because she was actually battling the Nene Leaks for this position, but now Sherri Shepard can get some more wigs now this fall because she has a new job coming, people. So I know her wig's been on the struggle situation on The View as of late because she's counting down to her last final days on the show. But now she...
and it was her last day was actually yesterday, her and Jenny McCarthy. But I think they're going to show, I guess, they showed an episode today, and they'll show episode Monday, which was pre-recorded. But supposedly her last day was yesterday on The View. But, she is still continuing to hustle out there in these streets. You want to tell them about her new endeavor?
Yep, so... she's going to be, we talked about it a few weeks ago where she was battling against Nene for the role of the evil stepmother in the Cinderella Broadway play on Broadway. The actual real Broadway play, not the off-Broadway, not the Willard Hall Broadway. I'm talking about real Broadway, licensed city streets in New York City. So, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella would start going into production on Broadway on September 9th, but also the first black actress to play Cinderella on Broadway is actually going to be Keke Palmer. So it looks like just Keke won't be coming back for another season real quick, but she is going to be doing, her Broadway thing too. So shout out to Keke Palmer. She's been doing big things as well. So we got 2 black people with jobs. That's good. We got to clap bravo for that because, it's hard out here in these streets. And lucky for you, Sherri, because hope you got some side money to put away real quick so you don't have to give Lamar Sally none of that money or that surrogate money.
He is definitely after your coins, your pocketbook, your change purse, your wallet, whatever that, honey. He is after it. And her surrogate did have a baby this week, and I believe she did have a little boy. They said that Lamar Sally was present for the birth of the baby, but of course Sherri Shepard was not. But you need to put your money down in your bra. You need to do something, honey, because he is after your coins.
Yep. But so moving on real quick. So another person we're gonna talk about just for a couple of minutes now. Of course, y'all could go to the docreport.wordpress.com, claim the shameless plug, and listen to all these songs. But Beyonce came out with her flawless remix with Nicki Minaj right after we did the show last Friday. Then right after that, Lil Kim going to copy and paste herself onto the remix of the remix, at Nicki Minaj. Then she's going to come out with a song called Identity Theft, targeted at Nicki Minaj too, with Nicki Minaj on the single cover with the New Jersey license plate, New Jersey driver's license with her picture on Kim's information. So it comes to the question: in 2014, Kimberly Jones, Lil Kim Ming Lo, looking like a Chinese woman now. Why are we still going against Nicki Minaj in this day and age when we're, that was so long ago. We got to move on from stuff now. I don't know if it's postpartum depression or something like that, but...
You know what? You have to diagnose her. That postpartum depression.
Something ain't right, to keep rehashing this whole situation all these times later when it's not even, we got Nicki and Iggy now that we got to worry about. That's just my opinion, though.
I don't, I don't know. I've heard Identity Theft, and I've heard her remix to the remix of Flawless. And I honestly just don't know what to say. I'm very disturbed because you're 40 years old, and you're going... and just coming for this little young girl. She's just trying to, make her mark, in the industry or whatever. Like you said, I don't know whether it's postpartum depression or you have some type of other breakdown. But you need to sit on down, honey, and nurse your baby.
Exactly. And dig up from the grave and write you some new rhymes. But anyways, so moving on to our TV rundown of the week, people, that as we usually do every week. So Monique, you finally saw, because they showed Thursday's episode of Love and Hip Hop on Monday, so I was gypped. I was thinking there was a new episode on Monday, but you finally saw the episode So what's your thoughts on Titi and her performance and all this foolishness that happened that night?
who?
Titi.
Titi. Give it to me like a past you. I don't know, honey. She said she found a ghetto love, so.
And the single's on iTunes. People, if you want to buy the single, it's under Titi, Thithi. So you want to buy her single Ghetto Love on iTunes, it's 99 cents.
It needs to be about 50 cents. $9.99.
Yep.
I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if I was more disturbed about the performance or the fact that she walked into a wedding dress shop thinking that she could get dressed for a wedding that was in 1 week.
Exactly.
So, she, is not the brightest bulb, in the packet of light bulbs. I can certainly say that. I don't know. The episode was interesting as always.
Yeah.
Mama D,
singing.
What I want to say to you is when you drop this single, please hit me up, tweet me so I can get on the remix. So, I'm just not sure. But, Love and Hip Hop will return back to its, regular schedule on Monday night at 8 o'clock on VH1.
Yeah. And then R&B Divas 2 came on to R&B Divas LA.
Yeah, it did. And, Bruno and the Shantae Moore beef drama, they looks like, towards the end of the episode, they were able to kind of hash things out. They were crying and stuff in each other's arms and holding each other and rocking back and forth. Shantae Moore, I'm going to tell you something. I think as old as you are, you're very childish. If you was really mad with that girl over the fact that she took a picture with Kenny Moore and put a caption stating that he's a good dude, all you had to do was call that girl and tell her that made you upset.
Exactly.
I just think that it's crazy. You hear her on this woman's anthem and use her for this woman's anthem, knowing that you had a real beef with her. All you had to do when the picture came out, you told her, girl, let's tell her, look, I got a problem. You know that on here, good dude, and I have an issue with that picture. I don't know. So. We'll keep on watching R&B Divas LA as well.
Exactly. And also it seems that Chrisette Michelle is having a second thought about ever doing a reality show because now she's regretting it because she wrote this long-ass letter. Y'all can go search for it on the internet. I've known from day one she shouldn't have been on reality TV because she just didn't seem like the type, but she can't hang with the big dog, so that's one less check for her. That's just it's not my business though. But
and I think her whole purpose on the show was to kind of promote her up and coming project.
Yeah, the one I want to say
going on. She's trying to, even though she has songs out on the radio, she has this whole other movement that she's trying to pursue with this whole lyricist opus project, this whole spoken word type thing. So, that was the only promo for her up and coming projects and things like that. And so, again, like you said, now you have a second thought because now you see how you really look on TV.
Exactly. So, speaking of TV real quick, people, some more news. Now, The Real is coming out on BET and Channel 10 here in the 757 area on September 16th, I believe. But when I saw a commercial on BET the other day, it said that it was coming on at 6 p.m. starting Monday, September 16th. If I observe correctly, 106 & Park comes in at 6 o'clock. So that brings the question, is 106 & Park getting canceled? Because that's their time slot. And I haven't watched this in a long time.
Not unless you're going to move 106 & Park up to 5 o'clock because it's just Keke. If Keke Palmer is now playing the character of Cinderella, maybe her show's not going to come on because her show comes on at 5.
Yeah.
So maybe if I'm going to move 106 & Park up, I don't know. I don't think I've watched 106 & Park since I've been in high school. Which was several years ago. So So, you know, it doesn't faze me one way or the other.
Exactly.
Whether it goes off the air or not.
Exactly.
But, you know, Lil Bow Wow needs to keep working even if it goes off.
Yeah, I know. You gotta pay that child support if you only make $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
But so, also some new shows that's coming out: the Atlanta Exes and Sisterhood of Hip Hop.
And that's going to actually premiere on Monday, August the 18th at 9 p.m. And it's actually, did you know this? It's going to be a 2-hour premiere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and we reported on this people early in the year, but just a quick rundown of the cast real quick. Tamika Raymond, we all know she's the ex-wife of Usher Raymond. Christina Johnson, she is the ex-wife of CeeLo Green. Marietta Shaw, she is the ex-fiance of Neo. And Sherri Buchanan, she's the ex-wife of NFL player Ray Buchanan. And then Tori Hart, we all know she is the ex-wife of